strategy is not the best way to play. So they are not benefiting from this. So we have a case of mixed strategy. In this, there is no, although there is no Nash equilibrium solution in the pure strategy, but there is a Nash equilibrium in the mixed strategy in which, the players, they make random choices among two or more possible action, which is based on a set of their chosen probabilities. All right. In this game, for example, player A might simply flip the coin, thereby playing heads with probability half and playing tails with probability half. In fact, if player A follows this strategy and player B does the same, we'll have a Nash equilibrium. Both players will be doing the best they can give, and what the opponent is doing, and the outcome is random. The outcome, the expected payoff, for each player, we don't know what is going to be. So it may seem strange to play a game by choosing actions randomly, but if you put yourself in position of player A and think that what would happen if you followed a strategy other than just flipping the coin, all right, then you decide to play. If say you are flipping a coin and you decide to play heads, and if player B knows this, then she would try to play tails and you would lose. Now, even if player B doesn't know your strategy and the games that were played repeatedly, she can assume, the player B can assume eventually that what is going to be your move, right? Of course, you would then want to change your strategy, because अगर आप एक ही गेम एक ही तरह से खेलते हो, आप टिक टैक टॉक खेलते हो सारे के सारे, और राइट, और एक स्ट्रैटेजी बन जाती है, राइट, आप हर कोई कोशिश करता है कि दूसरा जो है अपने क्रॉसेस को या अपने जीरोस को अलाइन ना कर ले, और राइट, लेकिन आप अगर एक ही स्ट्रैटेजी के साथ खेलते रहोगे तो आपका जो ओपोनेंट है उसको आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी पता चल जाएगी, एंड इन दैट केस इट विल नॉट बी गुड फॉर यू टू प्ले द सेम स्ट्रैटेजी ओवर एंड ओवर अगेन. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you going to do? You are going to change your strategy. All right, you would want to change your strategy, which is why Nash equilibrium cannot be a good option. Only if you and your opponent, you both choose head or tails randomly with a probability half, all right, then neither of you have an incentive of changing strategies, because both are going to have the similar result. One reason, so that is why you will keep on changing your strategies, and this phenomena of changing strategies is called the mixed strategy. All right, and one of the best example that we consider under the mixed strategy is that some games may have a Nash equilibrium. They are based on pure, and some may not have Nash equilibrium and are based on pure strategies. All right, so every game has to be played in such a manner that will provide solution, and that the strategy of the other party has to fail. All right, whether solution involves a mixed strategy or whether solution involves a pure strategy, all right, you have to realize that the competitor, in this case, whether A or B, they will set their price randomly, and they are not going to set a price with any kind of predetermined objective. Have you understood what a mixed strategy is? It is also called a matching pennies game. It is also called a matching pennies game. And this is what the mixed strategy is. That is, you are not making any strategy. You are changing your strategy every now and then, as soon as you realize that your opponent has realized what you are going to do. So at that particular moment, you immediately change your strategy. Have you understood, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then there is another thing which is a part of your syllabus, and that is called the repeated games. Now, we all have seen that in oligopolistic markets, firms, they are in a prisoner's dilemma whether to make any output or price decision or not. So, can a firm find a solution to this dilemma, to this oligopolistic coordination and cooperation? Does it exist or does not? Whether collusion takes place or does not? Whether cartels do happen or do not? We don't know that. So we must recognize that the prisoner's dilemma that the oligopolistic firms are facing, all right, is a is a reality, all right. Although some prisoners may have only one opportunity in life to confess or note, most firms, they are going to set output and price over and over again. रियल लाइफ में हम रिपीटेड गेम्स खेलते हैं, हम प्योर स्ट्रैटेजी भी खेलते हैं, हम मिक्स स्ट्रैटेजी भी खेलते हैं, बट सबसे ज्यादा जो फर्म्स जो स्ट्रैटेजी अपनाती हैं वो होती है रिपीटेड गेम्स, गेम्स इन विच actions are taken and payoffs are received over and over and over again. यहाँ पर एक्शंस लिए जाते हैं, पे ऑफ रिसीव किया जाता है बार बार. रिपीटेड गेम्स में स्ट्रेटजीज कैन बिकम मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स, राइट. विद ईच रेपिटेशन, each firm can develop a reputation about its own behavior, and on the basis of the repeated games that you are playing, you can also evaluate the study of the behavior of your competitor, right. How this repeated change or the most likely outcome of the game help you, right. Now in this case you have to realize that you are a party that who is afraid to charge a high price, because अगर आपका कॉम्पिटिटर लो प्राइस चार्ज करता है तो आपको नुकसान होगा, और ऑलरेडी आप और आपका कॉम्पिटिटर दोनों एक पर्टिकुलर प्राइस चार्ज कर रहे हैं, दोनों एक हायर प्रॉफिट कमा रहे हैं, ऑलराइट. एंड लेकिन आप इससे ज्यादा प्रॉफिट कमा सकते थे अगर आप दोनों सस्ते दाम पर उस प्रोडक्ट को बेचते. अब आप वो पार्टी हैं जो हाई प्राइस नहीं लेना चाहती, बिकॉज आपका कॉम्पिटिटर अगर लो प्राइस पे चीज बेच रहा है तो आप ना केवल आपका पैसा लूज होगा, बट आपका मार्केट शेयर भी जो है वो रिड्यूस हो जाएगा, एंड दैट विल एड इंसल्ट टू योर इंजरी, and your competitor will not only become richer but will have a better share of the market. But suppose आपका कॉम्पिटिटर बार बार वही गेम खेल रहा है, ऑलराइट. साइमल्टेनियसली वो बार बार अपने प्राइसेस को थोड़ा कम कर रहा है. तो क्या आपको जो वो गेम खेल रहा है, वो जो रिपीटेड गेम खेल रहा है, should you be playing a game differently? Can you take that risk कि आप अपना प्राइस बढ़ा लें, ऑलराइट. क्या आप ऐसा कर सकते हैं? माय क्वेश्चन इज कि अगर आपका कॉम्पिटिटर बार प्राइस फॉल कर रहा है, धीरे धीरे, बहुत धीरे धीरे, 20 पैसा, 10 पैसा, 30 पैसा, 40 पैसा, 50 पैसा, तो क्या आप ऐसी सिचुएशन में, और वो रिपीटेडली ये गेम खेल रहा है, सो कैन इन दिस सिचुएशन कैन यू अफोर्ड टू इंक्रीज द प्राइस? माय क्वेश्चन इज दैट.
No, ma'am.
No. Then in this situation, the repeated game strategy comes to your help. You will have to be repeatedly doing what the other party is doing, and the other party, if it continues to do that, you will have to follow the suit. Of course, the better quality product always wins. Oligopoly में हमेशा किसी भी imperfect competitive situation में ये एक बात हमेशा रहती है कि हमेशा the quality product wins. And अगर आपका quality product है तो आप then you can charge a little price higher than the other. For example, in the soap market, we usually say that Pears jo hai, it has never lost its luster, because actually it's a glycerin based soap and it helps many skin types, and this guy can make an edge above the others. So if that is possible only if the products are actually differentiated. There is real product differentiation and there is no artificial product differentiation. And the last, is the tit for tat strategy, which is a part of your syllabus. As you would expect, any given strategy would work better against some strategies. Then it would be, a tit for tat strategy. सबसे रॉबस्ट स्ट्रैटेजी कहते हैं हम इसको, राइट. द स्ट्रैटेजी जो सबसे बेस्ट काम करती है ओलिगोपोलिस्टिक मार्केट में इज टिट फॉर टैट स्ट्रैटेजी. मैं हाई प्राइस चार्ज कर रही हूँ, ऑलराइट, एंड जस्ट अ सेकंड. Sagam, I'll just call you in the middle of the class. Just call you. Yeah, right, okay. So what is happening is in the tit for tat strategy, कि I am starting with a high price, right? And my products are being sold at a high price for a very long period, all right? And I continue to charge that high price as long as you are cooperating and you are also charging a high price. As soon as you will lower your price, Pepsi ने 50 पैसे अपनी cold drink सस्ती कर दी, all right, I will follow the suit and I will lower mine also. But if you later decide to cooperate and raise your price again, I will immediately raise my price again. Are you understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Pratik? So in a tit for tat strategy, क्या हो रहा है? Repeated game strategy इस तरह से खेली जा रही है जहां प्लेयर बिल्कुल वेट नहीं करेगा, जैसे ही ओपोनेंट ने कोई डिसीजन लिया, ठीक है, और जब तक तो वो कोऑपरेट करता रहता है, तो आप अपना प्राइस हाई रखते हो. अगर उसने थोड़ा भी प्राइस लो किया, आप कहते हो ठीक है, कोई गल नहीं, आई एम ऑल्सो गोइंग टू ब्रिंग डाउन द प्राइस, ऑलराइट. एंड लेटर ऑन दिस गाय सेज कि नहीं यार, इस पे तो इतना हमें मार्जिन मिल नहीं रहा, लेट्स इंक्रीज अ प्राइस वंस अगेन. तो जब जैसे ही आप अपना भी प्राइस इंक्रीज करते हो, ऑलराइट, तो जैसे ही आपका जो वो आपको फिर से बोलता है कि हाँ आई एम रेडी टू कोऑपरेट, जैसे ही वो अपना प्रोडक्ट का प्राइस इंक्रीज करता है, यू डोंट वेट इवन फॉर अ सेकेंड एंड यू इंक्रीज योर प्राइस एज वेल. Alright, so this is known as the tit for tat strategy. The only problem with the tit for tat strategy is that it is infinitely repeated game, right? That is my competitor and we are repeatedly setting price month after month forever. So the cooperative behavior, yani ki high price, is then the rational response to a tit for tat strategy, right? So this is what is. But in this, you have to remember this is a part of the repeated games. The price war will go on and on. All right, there is no solution to this. It is an infinitely repeated game, and my competitor need not even be sure that I'm playing tit for tat to make cooperation. He knows your reaction. When if you are going to increase it, I'm going to increase it. If you reduce it, I will reduce it. So this is what is the tit for tat in practice. All right, have you understood, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.